Welcome to Pages and Pods. If you followed my podcast, you know I'm drawn to Rudolf Steiner's vision of the living earth, where elementals inconspicuously maintain the essential vitality of the earth through the management of soil, water, air, and warmth. This past weekend, I stepped directly into the world of biodynamic agriculture by participating in a biodynamic workshop to learn, hands-on, how to make preparations that invite the earth to breathe more deeply with us. The event was hosted at the Waldorf School in Santa Barbara, California, by the Helen Hecker Group, with guidance from Harald Hoven, a teacher whose voice carries both practical knowledge and a sense of reverence for the unseen. His talk, titled Earthly and Cosmic Rhythms, detailed practical and esoteric biodynamic agricultural practices for planting and harvesting with the pulse of the sun, the moon, and the seasons. He reminded us that farming is not just about technique, it's about entering into rhythm with the cosmos. According to Steiner, the Earth's most basic rhythm is the rising and setting of the sun. During the day, sap surges upward, lifted by water elementals, the Undines, into the plant body. Below the soil, gnomes busily provide minerals to the roots. Above the plant, sylphs spin light into leaves, and salamanders, the fire elementals, kindle warmth to energize the processes of photosynthesis. At nightfall, that same life withdraws again into the roots, resting and gathering strength. To plant, harvest, or even wander a garden with awareness of these rhythms is to catch the very heartbeat of the earth. The moon, too, mirrors this breathing. At the full moon, its reflected sunlight draws water and vitality upward, making it the richest time to plant or harvest. At the new moon, life rests more deeply in the soil, inviting pause and inwardness. From equinox to solstice and back again, the earth stretches out in summer's abundance and folds inward in winter's sleep. With this in mind, we arrived the following morning to the Waldorf School's garden, lovingly managed by Elizabeth Collins, to make the biodynamic preparations. We worked together with manure-filled horns and with the building of a compost pit. Both simple, earthly tasks, yet each carrying the sense of offering something back to the elemental beings who invigorate plant development. What at first felt messy and smelly soon revealed itself as a ritual, a way to take part in the breathing of earth and cosmos, and to help the land awaken with new vitality when spring returns. Harald explained that in biodynamics, the humble cow is more than a farm animal. She is a living bridge between earth and cosmos. Her ruminant digestion mirrors the slow, rhythmic processes of the soil itself, drawing in plant life and returning it as nourishment. For this reason, a female horn is necessary for making the preparation, and it is also vital that she is calved at least once in her lifetime. This can be inferred by the rings at the base of the horn, one new ring for each season she has delivered a calf. Rudolf Steiner emphasized the cow rather than the bull, for the female carries within her the mysteries of gestation and milk, cycles of receiving, transforming, and giving. In her horn, the same gesture appears, a gathering of cosmic and earthly forces that are then transmuted into a life-bearing, nutritive quality. Unlike the outward thrust of the bull, the cow's horn serves as a vessel of nurturing, directing astral and etheric currents into the manure packed inside. Through a ritual alchemy, the manure gathers the summer life forces that are descending into the soil for their winter transition. The work of bearing the horn is not random. It is timed into the rhythm of the earth. At the autumn equinox, when nature begins to draw inward, sap sinks and leaves fall. We place the horn in the soil. It rests there as the earth inhales, concentrating forces of rest and renewal. Throughout winter, the contents ferment under the silent rhythm of cosmic and earthly influences. Then, at the spring equinox, we lift the horn from its resting place, time to exhale with the earth. Just as the soil quickens with new life and green shoots push upward, we retrieve this prepared essence, now charged with the impulse of renewal. There are rituals with cow manure preparation. Just as we were surprised to learn that we would use our hands to pack the manure, Harald explained the proper way to tamp it down. Pressing the manure by hand leaves pockets of air. Therefore, we must tap the manure in a clockwise manner to guide the manure to the tip of the horn. This compression marries the manure to the inner form of the horn, so the two become one vessel of transformation. What results is not loose matter, but a cohesive body receptive to the earth's subtle etheric currents. Instead of fragmenting, the substance now harmonizes with the earth's quiet forces, intensifying its capacity to serve as a carrier of vitality. In this way, the humble gesture of tapping manure into the horn becomes an esoteric act of preparation, aligning matter with the unseen breath of the cosmos. After filling the horns, we turn to the construction of the barrel manure pit. The purpose of the pit is to generate a large quantity of invigorated fertilizer to be used throughout the farm. A hole about 2 feet by 2 feet is dug into the earth and carefully lined with bricks, creating a womb-like chamber that holds warmth and moisture while concentrating the forces within. Soil, rich in humus, is mounded up around the bricks to provide a protective breathing barrier for the biodynamic elements to continue their journey through the winter. Fresh manure is mixed with a preparation of powdered basalt and ground eggshell, infusing the manure with silica and natural bioactive calcium. The mixture is loosely packed into the pit as the living body of the compost, alive with microbial life and etheric warmth. Into this we place 6 herbal preparations, each wrapped in a manure egg to activate its quality. With my hands covered in manure, I was unable to take notes, but I remembered Harold's instructions. Later, I searched online and found a rich source of information on barrel manure pits at the Josephine Porter Institute website. Much of their information comes from their namesake, Josephine Porter, as well as Hugh J. Courtney, the author of Biodynamics for Beginners, and Carl Koenig, author of Social Farming. I was happy to find everything Harold had taught written down on the website. The link is provided in the notes below. Each herbal extract provides a spiritual and chemical property to the manure. They are also given a standardized number for biodynamic preparations. So, for example, yarrow blossoms are number 502. The yarrow preparation binds the astral body of the compost, stabilizing the volatile processes of decay and transformation. Its role is both physiological and esoteric, helping the compost breathe without excess or deficiency. Chamomile blossoms, number 503, preserve the compost's integrity while also spiritualizing it, making it receptive not just to earthly nutrients but to cosmic harmony. It is a preparation of digestion and balance, working silently to keep the life of the soil from falling into illness. Stinging nettle, number 504, is something Steiner regarded as a kind of universal doctor in the compost heap, a plant with the ability to harmonize extremes, stimulate inner movement, and subtly organize the chaos of decomposition. Oak bark, number 505, is placed into the manure, stimulating an inner consciousness and providing an awareness of the manure's role in gathering earth forces. Rudolf Steiner referred to the dandelion flower, number 506, as the messenger of heaven. It has the ability to attract silicic acid from the whole earthly and cosmic environment necessary for plant structure and growth. Finally, valerian, number 507, creates a spiritual lung which draws in the astrality of the surrounding cosmos. The fragrance of valerian allows the manure to inhale the warmth of the universe. There are also practical aspects of these preparations. Each of these herbs activates essential minerals in the soil, which, by the way, is deeply appreciated by the gnomes. Yarrow mobilizes sulfur and trace elements. Chamomile stabilizes nitrogen and provides bioavailable calcium. Stinging nettles harmonize excess iron and stabilizes nitrogen and provides all the essential amino acids necessary for the plants. Oak bark strengthens calcium balance. Dandelion regulates silica and potassium, while valerian activates phosphorus. Having read much of Rudolf Steiner's work, I knew there had to be something even more mystical about the preparations. I found Harald momentarily standing alone and asked him about it. Like many esoteric practices, there are multiple levels to making and using these preparations. Rudolf Steiner was clear that not every farmer was ready to believe in the elemental spirits that guide the vitality of the earth. So he told his students to give the lessons in accordance with the farmer's understanding. At the basic level, we learn about the role of phosphorus, calcium, and silica in improving the soil and fertility. But at deeper level, we understand that the elementals are doing their job of harmonizing the world and appreciate our help by preserving the essence of summer to bring back the life forces into spring. Harald has many courses online, as well as interviews about the spiritual nature of biodynamics. A few links are provided below. At an even deeper level, the act of preparing, burying, and unearthing cow horns is a reenactment of death and resurrection, a tribute to the solar Christ. According to Rudolf Steiner, the elemental beings do not disappear in the winter, rather, they withdraw and work in hidden ways. The gnomes, who are most closely tied to the earth, become especially active below the barren surface, nurturing the crystalline forces of root and stone. Undines retreat from flowing waters and instead work deep within the soil's moisture, helping preserve and concentrate the life forces for spring. The sylphs, usually dancing in light and air, turn inward, accompanying the etheric forces of the plant as they rest in seed and bud. The salamanders, or fire elementals, who normally serve the ripening of fruit and warmth of growth, hold themselves in a state of waiting, sheltering in the earth's hidden warmth, preserving the memory of summer's fire. Here is where I will diverge from Harald and bring a larger unity of beliefs into the biodynamic process by recalling the story of Isis and Osiris. In fact, Rudolf Steiner speaks about the resurrection of Osiris in several of his lectures. In the rhythm of the year, the earth itself enacts a mystery of death and resurrection. Winter draws the etheric and astral forces inward. The soil inhales life as if in sleep, and the land appears barren beneath the snow. This is the gesture of Osiris, the solar spiritual force slain and hidden in matter, awaiting renewal. Isis, the wisdom of nature, holds vigil in this time, preserving what is concealed so it may rise again. Spring, then, is their reunion. Osiris is resurrected, Isis revealing the hidden seed of life, and the land awakening in green vitality. In fact, many traditions link death and rebirth to the rhythm of the seasons. In Greek myth, Persephone must dwell in the underworld with Hades for part of the year and then return to her mother Demeter in spring when the earth becomes fruitful again. Hindu tradition marks seasonal change through festivals such as Navaratri, celebrated in both spring and honor of the goddess Durga. Zoroastrianism also celebrates renewal in its calendar. Yalda night at the winter solstice celebrates the rebirth of light, while Nowruz, the new year at the spring equinox, marks cosmic renewal and the triumph of life and order over decay and chaos. However, Rudolf Steiner placed special emphasis on the role of the solar Christ, who Steiner said brought humanity into a new era of spiritual growth and understanding through the mystery of Golgotha. Just as Osiris died and was raised, Christ as the sun being passed through death and rose renewed, carrying resurrection into the very fabric of earthly life. Without this, Steiner warned, the earth would eventually wither into a corpse. Now, the forces of light and warmth streaming from the cosmos are imbued with the Christ impulse, ensuring Earth's continual renewal. Our work with the preparations joins this great mystery. Horn manure buried through the winter catches the inward drawn life of Osiris, bottling the concentrated forces of Earth's sleep. In this way, the farm becomes a participant in the cosmic drama. Winter is death and contraction, spring as resurrection and expansion, with the preparations as offerings that bridge the human, the elemental, and the divine. To spread them on the land is not merely to fertilize, but to celebrate the mystery that the earth itself, through the Christ being, continually dies and is made new again. Thank you for participating in my recollection of a day spent with Harald Hoven and 40 other participants in his biodynamic workshop. Well, I will not ask you to press your hands into cow manure. It would be great if you could click like and subscribe if you haven't already done so. And if you can, be sure you find time to walk through a forest, a park, or a garden and be mindful of the elementals. And maybe they will find a way to signal to you their appreciation.